a parking zone from Old Ithaca Road to Short Hills Drive on Overlook Drive, plus all Sunset Circle, both sides of the road. And it will be a permanent no parking zone at that point in time. Also, the fines are being changed. Not the amount of the fines, but the timing of the fines. So the fine, if I forget exactly what it did, Kathy, but it's a $10 fine for the parking ticket. And then if it's not paid in 10 days, it escalates to 25. If not paid in 30 days, it escalates to 50. If not paid in 45 days, is escalated to $100. After that, then the code enforcement would place a summons on the people to bring him to court at that point in time. So the fine structure would change. Code enforcement, the highway department, and any police department that has coverage in the area, state troopers or sheriffs are able to place tickets on the vehicles that are in violation if they so choose at that point in time. So.
Gentlemen, any questions on it?
No.
I would like to pass this, but I would like a motion.
So move. Second.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Okay, item 10 is discussion of possible action regarding the 2024 budget transfers. Tell me, you got everything with an explanation? I know some of you probably only got it today, but this is our year-end budget transfers. And it's just moving things from one account to the other, the ones that were over and the ones that were under. Does anybody have any questions? If not, I would need a motion to proceed with the budget transfers.
No. Second.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 11 is discussion of possible action regarding the purchase of a 2025 zero-turn lawnmower for Parks and Recreation. I have Billy here if anybody's got any questions from the board. We tabled this from last month.
We gotta have a motion to bring it off the table.
Okay. We have a motion to bring it off the table.
No.
In a second.
Second.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. You had asked him to get the value of the mower on a trade-in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and I thought we were going to, and maybe it is, may take it up to Nels and,
That's where I think he got it.
oh, you got,
Yeah.
oh, did we take it up there and look at it?
Billy,
Billy, did you take it up there and look at it? Or
Well,
did they
so
look
I
at
got him pictures and he gave me a trade-in for $2,000 if we traded it in.
So we decided not to take it up there and get it fixed and see where we're headed? Was that?
Well, my understanding was to get the trade-in value for it, to see what it would be for a trade-in. So the trade, if we were to buy the new one from there, he would give us 2,000 for the old one. Which is
that was
what
when we were always replacing decks on it and stuff, correct?
I didn't think it was necessary
history.
to replace it.
What was that, Art?
I said, I didn't think it was necessary to replace it. I think we should keep it and run it.
Well, we put it in the budget to replace it and it was, when the budget was voted on, we can keep putting decks on it and decks on it and decks on it.
I mean, the deck itself was just from a get like Steve years ago hit a stump with it. That's why we had to replace that. But you know, there's other parts of it that kept getting replaced. But as far as for the starter that's bad, our highway guys could fix that. like that wouldn't necessarily need to go up there to get fixed. So I mean, we would have, like Marty and me, we would prefer to keep it for a backup for at least another year or two. You know, that way, cause that way if our other old one breaks down, we have another option to use until, you know, for at least another year or two down the road. But from my understanding from the last meeting was you wanted to know what the trading value was, so that would be 2,000 if we wanted to trade it in now. For
My
balance.
thought is to keep it and run it.
So, so you would have a new one and two used ones? Three?
Yes. Yep. So our other one is
The
a
one that you
fair,
want- Excuse me, the one you want to trade in or is fixed or whatever, how old is that one?
so that one's 8 years old with almost 1,400 hours.
How old about the other one?
And the other one, I believe, is 6 years, and that one's got about 1,200.
Okay,
So they're both got some hours on them.
but the second one's in better shape,
Yes,
so to speak.
yep.
In your thoughts?
So my
and
thought
Marty,
would
is there
be
value
to,
in keeping this? Are we gonna have a good year or 2 years out of this thing by fixing it?
I
We're
think
going
once we
play
fix the
it.
starter on it, and I think, you know, it still runs well, but like I said, we need a starter for it, but once we get that, I think. As far as if the other one breaks down for something, cause nowadays it's hard to get parts right away sometimes. And it depends on how busy our highway guys are, they can't always fix it right away. So having this current one that we're, you know, the oldest one, having that as a backup to the other one. Would definitely be beneficial if the other old one breaks down temporarily. Cause,
Well, because of time and efficiency, if you
Yep.
don't have the proper equipment when you need it, then you backlog and you're
Right.
behind.
yep,
We're sitting up here as board members. I don't even know what this mower looks like. I didn't go out and look.
yep,
I'll just ask the simple question in business. I need an opinion of whether you keep it, fix it. Is it worth it? Is it gonna give us a year, 2 years?
I believe it
And I
would,
don't have that.
Yep.
So, and I value the opinion of your staff.
I believe that keeping it, I think we would get another year or two out of it. Is using it as a backup, I don't think, if we use it all the time, I don't think it would be worth it, but having it as a backup. I think it would hold
Well, I
up
wouldn't
well,
think you'd use it all the time because you're looking at instead of 2 mowers, 3 mowers.
right, so that would basically be the third mower, so if say one of the other ones was having an issue. That would be there so we don't get behind.
Here's my thought on it. My thought is if it's a lawnmower that we can use as a backup, we can use it as a primary. Either it's serviceable, it's ready to go, or it's not. Why keep equipment around and let it depreciate even more, become useless? So either we're gonna keep it in the service, use it, run it, max it out because it's a 2017. Or we explore the fact of getting a new one. But I think that being a 2017, those mowers are designed to run. And it's commercial grade mower. I don't think we ought to spend the money, $25,000 to get a new one. I say keep it operational. That's my thought on it.
It's not 25,
25,000?
no, 14, 15,
Okay,
14,
15,000.
14. Go on, 14.
It's a lot of money for more.
14.
Yeah, 14.9 was the highest, and I think Nels was like 12.
Yeah, 12,986.
It's not costing us anything more to keep this one running max.
And we, yeah, we could rotate it too, so that way that's still getting that, you know, periodic use, but. You know, also using the new one, which is gonna be more efficient. You know, and we've got outside parks, so that can be used for some of our outside parks instead of taking the new one.
Well, could we use this old one if we kept it to mow properties that we have to mow that people don't mow their properties?
Yeah, we could,
So we could use that and if we hit something we don't know is there, it's not gonna damage a new one.
right, yes,
I said, why it still has value, get rid of it, we're not gonna keep it, but I think we should keep it operational. That's my thought on it,
And not buy the new one.
and not buy the new one.
I think we run a risk of being caught short with something that's broke and we have one mower to mow all these lawns. And
Yeah.
you're gonna be just what I don't wanna see. You,
so.
We already got a
you're gonna have
backup.
equipment, you're gonna have time, what? No,
So
I-
not counting our code lawns, we have close to 40 acres that we mow throughout the town.
How often?
every week. Some of the outside ones are guy that mows every 10 days. For some of them that grow slower.
Let's
Just
just
the
haul
end of
them all
summer.
over, yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes,
When the mower went down and you had to replace the deck, what mower did you use?
so we have a second zero turn, but if there's, so I've got two guys that mow the park and over here. So we've got a large mower and then we got two zero turns.
Okay, my point being is you can always get something to back it up temporarily till you make the repair. That's my point. All right?
Well, the last thing I'll say, if you do have an adopted policy of keeping it until it's a total cripple, you're going to be a day late and a dollar short, getting your work done.
Mhm.
I wouldn't run my business that way.
Right.
You know, when I fire my vans up to do delivery, I
Right.
want them to start out.
And that's why,
And I'm
that's why I
looking for
want to try
a
to
new
get a
one
new
right now.
one before we get into that situation.
Delay is not denial. We will get the lawnmower. That's my thought.
If you don't have the equipment, I don't know.
Billy, how about?
I think the subject is, do we want to keep an old machine that we don't know? Kevin, you want that machine to run down there, give us some money, you can drive it around, I don't know if it'll last.
Well, I'd have to talk to
You
Dave.
want to.
I don't know.
You want to buy it, so.
Carl, you got a question?
Billy, how about we table this? I thought at the last meeting, I said, why don't we get it up to Nels, get it fixed, or have our guys put a starter in? Let them look at it, say, hey, this would, as many hours as, if we break that down. You said there's 1,200 hours on it,
Almost 14.
1,400
Yeah.
hours on it. So what do you think you're averaging, per year on that? It's
So around 200.
200 hours a
And
year, right?
That's with split, like, and that's with two mowers, so they kind of split hours. So I mean, overall, they probably put 300 on both zero turns. If not more in a year.
I gotta compromise. How quick can you get a mower if you need one? It died, you needed a new one. Weeks, month, couple days?
It varies, like nowadays, like right now, you might be able to get it within a month, but it depends on the time, of year and if they have it in stock. If they don't have it in stock and they don't have them
Gotta go
built.
through a meeting with you guys before he can
Right.
get it.
You're gonna
So
be,
he
Yeah,
will
that's
not be
not
able to
even
get it
including that
without,
time.
so it breaks down, you're gonna be hung up.
so he'll
Yes.
be a month to 6 weeks out, depending on when if something happens.
Yeah, we've been discussing this here since January. Well, gentlemen,
I make a motion, we buy a new one.
okay, do we have a
We
second?
cannot be hung up with that much lawn. I know we want to take and run this and not spend the taxpayers' dollars. I
You,
should have-
you made a motion, so don't discuss till see if you get a second,
Do we have a second on that motion?
so it can be discussed. Yes, you can second.
I'll second it. So we can discuss it.
So now debate.
Mr. Lewis.
No,
Excuse
now,
me.
No,
now,
it's open
now
for
debate.
discussion.
Whoops.
You got a motion with a second to buy the new mower.
Yep.
So now it's time, you can.
My only comment is. It sounds like you're gonna have your back against the wall. If you can get that new mower in a couple of days. I'd say fix the other one and run it till it dies, then get a new one. But it's gonna be worse in the summer. You could be a month and a half or so, you're gonna be hung right out. What are you gonna do? Billy, if you got one we can borrow? I'm serious.
We just bought a $90,000 brand new one. But we'll be using it, it's the summer.
January, we can borrow it in January?
Yeah.
For 3 days. Then you'll need board authorization.
Okay.
for 5.
That's my only thought on this.
Okay, anybody else got any discussion?
Well,
So, right there.
I agree with Don. I think that, hey, let's get it fixed, run it. I thought that we were going to take it up, get it running to see what type of light that had in it. So I guess that didn't happen.
My thoughts is we need to be fiscally responsible in managing the town's money. That's my opinion. And not jump out there and want to spend so easily the taxpayers' money. So my thought is repair the thing, run it, Because it's only 8 years old. These mowers are designed to run.
Okay, Carl, to answer that one question, the understanding I think everybody had was to get a trade-in value on it. I didn't realize the taking it up there. I think we should definitely repair it and use it. Not only as a back, but on properties that we don't know what's on there,
Mhm.
mowing these properties that
Right, yeah.
the high grass and not taking our new one out there. And when it dies, we won't trade it in unless they'll give us the $2,000 at that point, but, and just scrap it. Anything else? If not, call the roll, Kathy.
Mr. Lewis.
No,
Mr. Ziegler,
Aye.
Mr. Laurie,
No,
and Mr. Fisher.
Aye. So that means that, this is
No action.
technically no action, right? Okay, so, no.
Gary will have a right to bring it back
That then,
at the next meeting if he wants to make that motion.
But stays on the agenda.
No,
no, we have to bring it back on.
he'd have to bring it, yeah.
Okay, that was item 11, correct? Item 12 is discussion and possible action regarding a coral field rumor attachment, spraying contract, and BMX Blue for Parks and Recreation Department. Billy,
Yes. Okay, so for the Toro part, so that's the field groomer that we bought last year with the intentions of getting the laser system to go with it this year. That will help us to laser level our 9-ball fields. That will help us save money and time, especially with tournaments when we have rain, because it'll help the water run off instead of sit on the field. That'll save money on drying agents. Make tournaments go better, just general play nights, practice. It's a state bid price. The only area that we could get it was through grassland. It's altogether, it's about 5,000 under what we expected. The only part that was not state bid is the laser itself, and I do have 2 separate quotes for that. One through Grassland where the other equipment's from. And then the other one is through Admar. That one's about $2,000 cheaper than through Grassland. Same exact laser. So. And then there's, so there's the laser and a couple other attachments that will make field maintenance a lot easier, less manpower. I have high standards over there for our fields. And, this is just gonna help us continue to meet our high standards that we have. We have 8 to 10, 12 tournaments a year. We have people that come back from hours away to play here every year. That's something we're proud of, and that's something that getting it where games can get in easier with rain is just gonna help people want to come back.
Billy, how many of these do we have now? None?
Uh,
The laser? none?
No, so we have the piece of equipment, like the field groomer itself. And then the laser system, so that's essentially the laser goes onto the machine. Well, like the part that will so you have the laser is like on the field. And then it will scan, and you got the receiver on the machine. And you put in the slope that you want. So it's like a very minimal slope, but it's enough slope for the water to run off. And that will raise and lower your grader in the middle of the machine on its own. So that way you'll get your pitch that you need. So the water's gonna run right off the field. Instead of sitting in the middle of the field where you have to manually get it off or wait for it to dry up.
Who would be? And I'm asking these questions because I don't know.
Right.
Who would be running this? Is this training that you need for all this, or?
I would run it. I've watched YouTube videos. The guy that sells it, I can probably get some training from him. or he might have some, information for it. Pretty much the most you really need to do is know how to set up the laser as far as your slope. And then you just drive the machine around, like you do when you just drag it in general, and it's gonna do the work for you. So you're not there like moving the lever yourself, it moves it for you. So if it needs to go up, it will go up. If it needs to go down, it will go down. So it basically does the work for you.
I thought we bought something like this for one of the old Toros like a year or two or three.
So we bought the Toro itself last year.
That has it on it.
That, no, it didn't,
we didn't
because it was
get that.
doing it last year would have made it too expensive. So we bought the machine with the intentions of getting the laser this year to break it up because the price was too high with it last year. It would have been too high over the budget of what we had in there last year. So we put it to get it this year. So we put it in the budget this year to get that, the attachments.
Now I have a question for you.
Yep.
How much time do you think it's gonna save on using this laser? How many man hours per week?
I mean, per week on average, maybe a few, but it's more of, we couldn't do this stuff without.
Okay,
Because-
the reason why I asked, does it justify spending this much money on
Yeah.
a laser?
Yeah, I
And
get
then
it.
when the laser goes down,
So,
and then you have to repair the laser,
2000.
so my thought is to say, do we still accomplish the same thing
see,
by just manually doing it with extra man hours?
I
Like
mean,
we've been,
there's,
because the fields look great.
yeah, and there, to me, like, there's no way that you're gonna get a slope on a field manually. Like, you could get it with a laser, but you're gonna be out there for hours to do this. Like, this is something we've never been able to do by hand. We can get a level, but you don't really want it level. You want a small grade to it. Otherwise, the water's just gonna sit there and then you've got an issue when it rains. You need the water to run off, which is something we haven't been able to do. Having this, it's not so much saving man hours with, because like they said, that's not something we've been able to do before. But it's gonna save hours when it rains for a tournament. So instead of maybe spending 4 hours to try to get the tournament going, we could probably cut that in half and get games in a lot quicker. A lot less, then you're using a lot less material as far as drying agents, which that's gonna save money there. It's gonna make the field better long term because having a lot of that on the field will, is not good for the field because then you're gonna have, bad spots. The more you have to pull the water out, the bigger your holes are gonna get. So you're just kind of making a problem worse with having to pull the water off. If it just runs off on its own, you're not gonna have that issue getting worse.
My question is, have you checked with other municipalities that use this type of equipment and how effective it's been?
So we don't know, no one else around here does it.
Okay,
We reached out a couple years ago to see if there was anybody local that could laser grade for us. The only company that we found was, what's the one down there near the Heights Garage?
Oh, yeah. Wenzel?
Wenzel's or whichever, like, they were the only, it might have been Edgers. Edgers. And they were estimating,
right?
like, they couldn't really get us a complete estimate, but their rough estimate was 5,000 a field. And we've got 9 fields. So this would essentially pay for itself with 2 fields.
well, the reason why I asked this question is because there's other parks that's in need of repair. And if we focus on manicuring the ball field, which has been a standard that looks great, couldn't we divert these resources to other parks that need repair that's been in disarray?
So as far as the other municipalities,
The other parks are just standard parks. This is a well-groomed, well-respected park where all aspects play. Cinderella, Fury, Falcons baseball, Amara College softball, Amara College baseball, Little League, and that, where the other parks are standard equipment, which we
yeah,
could
like,
do something, but this is the main focus. We've had state BMX races. We had the Section 4 girls softball championship tournament here. So it gets utilized a lot. We're bringing teams in from Vermont, Connecticut, Canada, Minnesota, Virginia. And I got guys from the Fury Girls softball team here can tell you exactly how much that park is utilized, and that equipment will be a godsend for
And
a
I'm not-
lousy, under $6,900.
I'm not even questioning that because I ride by it all the time because it's very close to my house. My only question is, we have local kids and families here, and there's other parks that I think they can benefit perhaps with some of our resources going towards them that's been in disarray. So our local kids can enjoy that throughout the summer. That's my thought.
Take that piece of equipment, as Art said, to another park that might need a lot more help.
Mhm.
Is that the best use for that? Cause you're gonna go on a rough turf.
We
You're gonna start-
don't
is that what
have
it's
the other
designed
parks and
for?
ball fields.
Yeah, there's,
I mean-
that's meant for a ball field.
We
You
don't
know,
have the other parks or ball fields.
right. But
We have parks
I
with
think that would be
gymnastic
something to look
equipment
into
and stuff
with the
that
new,
nobody
like,
uses,
next
and-
year's budget is looking
Okay,
into.
so what I was concerned about is ruining it on a ball field that's in real problems. with
We
rocks
don't
and
have
everything else there.
Right.
I don't, I gotta get educated on this thing. No, all right, let's skip over that, cause we're not gonna get that one answered, I don't think, I went too far. Do we still get motel tax money that's supposed to go for tourism, I think?
We apply for the grants every year.
Do we get anything?
We have the last 2 years.
And that this could be purchased with some of that.
There's certain restrictions.
Right.
I don't believe you can buy equipment. This is again, a budgeted item.
Cause we were a
We've
lot of
already
people
put
in
in
this area. that
$12,000 to budget for this equipment.
Yeah.
And that's already been put onto the tax rolls with our complete budget.
Mhm.
And I just, we have a park out there that has turned into a showcase.
Billy, does, Amara College, do they ever chip in on anything like this for us?
Yes, they work with us as far as buying materials if we need it, or certain,
Something like this too?
if we needed them to, they probably would.
We'd have to ask them.
Yeah, but yes, we've worked well with them where if it's something we need to, split or something, they will, there's definitely stuff like that, and that is something they would probably pitch in if we asked them to.
And again, I just want to reiterate, I'm not against having a nice ball field. However, we have to consider our local families and kids that live local with the parks that needs attention as well.
Well,
that's
park
my
needs
thought.
attention.
Well.
We'll talk about that, not tonight, we'll talk about that.
Okay,
So could I have a motion to purchase this equipment?
Don't move.
Second,
Second,
Mr. Lewis,
aye.
Mr. Ziegler,
Aye.
Mr. Laurie,
no,
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Spraying. contract. Oh, yeah, the spraying contract. We hired a company in the past that takes care of our spraying. It's what, $1,200, Billy?
Yep, so that would cover town hall and basically where our entrance to, the park is on Wagant Road. And then we reached out to a different guy that, Nate Strangers gave me that used to work at one of the golf courses. His was $13.35, but his also included a crabgrass, like, it's like a preventative.
Okay.
So I reached back out to the other guy and he finally got me, another quote, like, just like recently, before, after he had already sent it out. So for him, with the crabgrass as well, his was 2,100. So if we, and we had 15, I think it was 1,500 that we put in the budget. So we could either do the same guy with just the basically dandelion control for 12. Or if we went with, which is Keep It Green Turf Care. And then if we went with the other guy that, Newkirk Turf Care, his would be able to have the crabgrass as well, that's $13.35. So you're getting two things for $135 more. So that would basically include, like I said, everything around town hall and where the park entrance is near Whitehaven.
How many treatments is this, Billy?
Just one. Yep.
One treatment?
And
We closed the park for a couple days while they do this.
yep, those are for the day and it's worked out well. It does a really good job. So to try to save money, we're doing it all at once, like both every year. Last year we did just the park. And that way we can see if it's gonna work to do it every other year. So basically this year would be town hall, next year would be the park again. So we're trying to see if that would work, so that way we're not spending as much every year. So trying to cut back on how much we spend, but still have it be effective.
We have a suggestion, gentlemen. You have two quotes.
Billy, you're saying that the best option we have is the Newkirk.
That would be my suggestion, because you're getting two different things for a little bit more compared to if you did both with Keep It Green, it's 2,100. So it's definitely gonna be cheaper to, it's a little bit more than what Keep It Green would be, but that would only be for one thing.
Yeah, you're getting the crabgrass.
What we used last year, Newkirk?
Keep it
Keep
green.
It Green,
Oh, Keep It Green.
yeah,
And this year you're kind of leaning towards Newkirk because he can do two
two different,
instead of just the
yes,
one.
two different things for a minimal amount more and still be under our budget.
So motion to take Newkirk.
Yeah, but how long has that guy been in business?
Newkirk?
Yeah.
More
More than a couple of years?
I believe so. I do know, Southport Park. I know they use them.
Eldridge Park?
Southport.
Okay, oh, yeah.
So like, Chapel.
Yeah.
They've been using him.
I don't mind doing it.
Yeah.
I have a background in this. I used to have a license and, I wouldn't want a beginner doing it.
Now I think he used to do it at the golf courses
Okay.
before he went into his own. Nate Nate was very highly suggestive of
I
him.
believe he did the stuff up at Soaring Eagles before he went
You got
off
it?
on his own.
Yeah.
Okay. You want a motion?
Yes,
So move.
for Newkirk, correct? Newkirk,
Okay.
right, Carl?
Yeah, that's what Billy recommended.
So do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. And item 3 is the DMX glue. We budgeted 45 and the glue is 25.68. Again, Billy,
Okay, so Gary, he's found a process that's worked for the last few years. But I know he knows it's always been a challenge to get the glue, so he's willing to put what works aside and try something different this year to spend less and use less glue than normal. But by doing this glue, it saves a lot of man hours, because instead of coming and repairing the track every time we have a hard rain, it holds up to the heavy rain. And, I don't have to try to fix it. He doesn't, he's got him and the other person that helps him, they both have full-time jobs. So they can't always get here to repair it. So being able to just come, spend a couple hours to glue it, it's good for like a month, if not more, depends on what the weather's been. So it saves on man hours, it keeps the track safer, because if you're getting ruts because of the rain, or even just from the bikes riding, which it helps firm that up so that doesn't happen. So it keeps the track safer for riders. It's just, to me, asking them to buy the glue would be like asking Fury to buy material to put on the field. It's just, it doesn't happen that way, so trying to make them pay for it is just kind of singling them out and making them do something that you don't ask other organizations to do in other parts of the park.
The
And
one you want, how much is it?
so it's 2,568, which is almost 2,000 less than what we had in the, that got approved in the budget for it.
Who does the application, Billy?
So Gary, he's the track operator, so him and once, like, a lot of times he can do it on his own. And he's a town employee, so that way he can use the equipment if he needs to. You know, and he comes in and he'll spend a few hours and basically you mix it up with water, you spray it on with a hose and, you know, you let it dry and it's good to go.
We always say.
So Gary's a town employee?
Yeah,
Well, he's a
Gary Blau.
seasonal,
Yeah, it's seasonal, but
which
yeah.
we hired down farther.
Yep, so it's just like, so when Ed, he's the one that kind of helped, I think, partly design the track when they first, you know. So he operated it for the longest time until Gary took over when he was ready to retire. And they always had him as a town employee too, because that way if they need to use the tractor to put dirt or whatever the case may be. So that way he's a town employee, so he's covered on insurance if he's on the machine. You know, and, you know, we're busy with 9 fields and everything else, so it's nice for me to know that I've got, you know, they've got 2 people that
Well, we're
they
not
just work
concerned
on their own
about that.
time.
We're concerned about buying the glue right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I need a motion to purchase the glue. From. Roll glue or whatever it was there. I got it.
So,
Progate. Okay, had a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler,
yeah,
Mr. Laurie,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Okay, item 13 is discussion of possible action to authorize preparation for electric sign for the town of Horsehead.
It's the authorized preparation of specifications.
Specification, yes,
For the,
because I have these county specifications from the fairgrounds or and the cities. So I'd like to have permission to proceed to put specifications out, to put bids out for an electronic sign in the front of the building.
well, you've gotta, I'm assuming you gotta hire somebody to prepare the specs.
Specs, yeah.
At this point in time, so that would be an engineer, which is not a biddable item at that point in time, so you may want to look at it. Decide whether you believe the sign should be done, and then I would set an amount up to which you can spend for design and specifications. I think Larry Ford did the ones for the county.
Yeah, Larry Ford did the ones for the county. I can contact him and
you want a motion to proceed with the exploratory stuff? Or nothing, we're just gonna take purchase stuff.
Well, I think first of all, you gotta see whether you want it. Is it something you want? If you don't want, there's no reason to go.
Yeah, that's a good.
No, prices regardless. Do you think you need an electric sign sitting out front?
they could give the.
Now, you may then say, yes, we'll authorize up to 4,000, 5,000 for engineering to put it together and put the specs together. And then when it comes, you might say, we ain't doing that for 30, 40, 50, whatever the hell thousand it might cost.
Well, my thought
But
is,
first of all, do you need a sign out there other than what we
You can
did?
advertise your meetings, your anything else, any events. Just like the
You see it.
Horsehead Fire Department has,
The county one, you go by the county.
Uh,
one.
Kevin, I think you were talking one time possibly at the village hall looking into it.
We're looking into it.
Yeah.
I think they look nice, but do we really need to spend that money on a sign?
We have ARP funds that we have to spend by 26, and my theory is depending on what it costs is to use the ARP. funds, which doesn't cost taxpayer anything.
Well, that's perfect. But again, where are we gonna spend this money on? What are our options? That's the whole point that I'm trying to make.
Gotta go through this process to find out about that.
That process.
So if you want,
Yeah,
first you make a decision, I think you're.
you want a motion, I'll make
Do
a
you
motion.
you want the sign? Is it a need or a want? I don't know.
No.
Household budget.
Being a new guy on the board, my question is, what are our options to spend this money on? Is it a sign because we like a new sign, or can we use it on other things?
Well, you probably could, depending on what it is, but we're looking at the sign for letting our people know, the nights of our meetings, the nights of the planning board meetings, any special events. Any disaster that you gotta get a warning out, stuff like that.
In this day and age, communications is very important because we don't have any. We don't have newspapers that.
Everybody got a
read
phone.
Go.
Everybody's got a phone and they go right
No,
on.
not everybody's got Facebook.
Well, Facebook's true, if it's on Facebook, it's gotta be
You
true.
can't rely on that.
You
stuff.
can't lie on Facebook, I've been told that.
Emergency, the phone would just push, go right out.
No, the information, the knowledge of what's going on here at the meetings, that type of usage and display, I would think would be valuable.
Oh, 100%, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if we have
What
other
else we could
options,
spend it on, I don't know.
that's my point. Other things that we may be more pressing, that's better beneficial to the community than a sign. That's my thought.
Did we get a? The other.
We got pricing just to find out, but we never did anything. Actually, we got the pricing, which was around 35,000-40,000. We got the specs bid package for the county sign. Just to see what it was that, and that's what we looked at. So we discussed possibility of getting someone in to give us an idea.
How much did the county spend on there?
I don't have the exact figure.
128
128,000
for the one at the
fairgrounds.
That's a lot of money. I've never even noticed the sign.
I couldn't miss something like that.
What time and weather,
So the,
time and temperature.
the,
Not even the temperature.
we did,
Time and temperature.
we have to hire an engineer, is that what you're saying?
Well, we hire somebody to put the specs together.
Put the spec together what we want. And then give it.
We have no idea what that would even cost either. So we could be looking up to $50,000. No,
I don't think it'd be that high. You know, the sign at the Oaks, and that was 25,000.
well, if we got a price for 40 or 45,
Yeah.
that's about,
And it's basically the size of the one that's in the horse.
and then we do have a dasher board out back if it was like a state emergency or something like that, we could use.
Well, you can put that someplace and it's battery operated. Hey, if you want, I'll get pricing, I'll get a hold of Larry, or architect and see what it would cost us.
For the,
Specifications. Get a bid from him and, maybe,
Yeah. That won't cost anything.
just to get an estimate.
Don, my question is. I don't know if you can do it now, but later on, maybe you can give me the information. To see what we can use this money on and what we can't. Because, it's a lot of money to spend on a sign. And if we could better use that to benefit the taxpayers, I think it needs to be explored.
I agree.
Well, we'll just table this for now.
Well, you could get an estimate
Oh,
from,
yeah, I will.
Was that's a more of a carry than a table, right? Carry to the April meeting, first April meeting?
Yeah, that'll give me time. Okay. Item 14 is discussion and possible action to declare Highway Department Truck 7 as surplus. Kevin, Truck 7 sits out back. It's a truck, dump box, plow, power stroke, V8 6.7 diesel. And it's a 2011, and we want to declare it surplus.
so we have to declare the surplus and then we're gonna give. The
Well,
village.
let the village look at it, and then we'll put it out, but it's surplus and it's out for bids. Make an offer. For private or public sale, yeah.
I appreciate that.
But I need motion to declare this surplus.
Double. Second.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Okay, item 15 again is discussion of possible action. It's come that time again for us to hire our seasonal workers for the park. We got what, 3 weeks when the park opens?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
And it's basically pretty much the guys that were here, guys and girls that were here last year, except for a couple are coming back.
All these, Mike, the list we have, the 4 people right here. And then they were here last year.
Yes.
So yeah, we don't have to do a background check on these guys.
yeah,
still
They were
do,
here
yeah.
last-
Even though
Doesn't
they're-
matter, doesn't matter.
You still have to do it.
They're bringing them on, they've already done the background, check. I think Kerry already took care of that.
Okay,
That's all done on those guys, yeah. So it's seasonal workers, and I think the rates are all set.
So in the.
We budgeted the rates.
Budget rates. So I need a motion, please.
so moved.
Mr. Lewis. Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. And item 16 is discussion of possible action regarding standardization of dugout purchases.
We've been, the park has been putting in dugouts on the fields at the rate of,
One field a year.
one field a year, 2 dugouts a year. They do not reach over the, bid price. They're just construction and then set down. Right now, we figure we could, if we do something that's standardization, then we don't have to put together an RFP. Go because of the procurement policy, we'd have to go and get written bids from a number of vendors and that type of thing, but since we're into this and we've gotten it from the same people each time, when we've done it that way, that it'd be better to have to do it standardized so that they all, other than color,
Correct.
they're all gonna look this, they'll all be the same construction, same method of construction. And we've talked, Billy had said that the color of them will change. So it'll be easier for people to know where they're going. Since we numbered all the fields instead of lettering this one
And
It's
also just
idiotic.
where the letters or numbers are, depends on where you are, you can't always see them.
yeah,
So it'll be a lot easier to see a different color dugout and know where you're going.
right. So just waiving the procurement policy because we do have a, we have used this before and have a track record with this company.
I put all the ones out there. We're purchasing 2.
And
And
the
how
price,
many fields left to do?
after this year, there'll be 4 more, so the 4 Little League fields.
4 more
After this
years.
We need a motion to purchase 2.
Well, no, we need a motion to standardize.
Okay, need a motion to standardize
So then they can just be done each year without, if
if
they,
they are budgeted.
if they reach over 20,000, then we're gonna have to bid anyway, so.
Okay,
We're really only waiving our procurement policy.
No more.
need a second?
Second,
Mr. Lewis.
aye.
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Laurie.
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. Item 17 is a referral that we got from the town of Veteran regarding zoning change title local law battery energy storage systems. Gentlemen, you got it. I gave it to Greg and Code to review also. John's looking at it. So it's just a referral item right now. Correct?
You have 30 days. You either react or or they don't have to wait for you. Which they don't have to wait for you anyway, but that's okay. But the referral is because the local law will affect all of the town of veterans, so they had to refer to the county. Plus refer to each neighboring bordering municipality. So that's why we've received it, so.
Does the planning board look at this?
It'll go to the planning
It will
board.
go
but
to the
by-
planning
But
board.
by,
Will they make a recommendation on it?
no, cannot do, no, we only have 30 days and we just got it in when,
I want to see.
I'd have to see the date that it's.
No, what I'm getting at is, the
We gotta
planning
do
board's
it
gonna look at it.
The 7th. You see
Uh,
the date,
the,
the
the,
7th, March 7th.
What do they do after that? Just look at it? Do they make a recommendation? Do they talk to us?
who's that? The
Planning board.
planning board? No, they would, if they have comments, they would make it directly to the town of Veteran, same as you would.
I'm trying to get their information and their recommendation before it leaves here.
You,
Can't do that?
you cannot, no, because Veteran can act within 30 days.
They, it's
On
the
the
veterans
referral.
local law, not
That's
ours.
not what I'm getting at.
You want the planning board to
Board
say,
says planning board. Are they gonna look at this?
Yes, it's gonna be on their agenda, whether they look at it or not, it'll be.
Will we know what their thoughts are?
No.
Yes or no?
before the 30 days? No.
You will not. You will, well, you will before the end of the 30 days, but I don't think, well, I guess we'd have to count. I don't know if you'll have a meeting before
You don't have my phone.
the end of the 30 days.
Well, I can come to the planning board meeting.
My question is this. I'm a new guy. How does these battery storage affect our local people?
That's the point. Does veterans, if they allow battery storage,
Does it affect
does
us?
it affect us?
Right,
That's our comment.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just wondering, do you know?
And
You gave copies of.
Do you know how this battery will affect us?
It-
Only gave
The
it
storage?
It should not, no. It should
The
not
government
affect us.
has it.
Yes, everybody got
Yeah.
everything in their packet on March
Yeah.
7th.
So you have the veterans local law to, if you want to read it.
Well, but I'm just saying, do we know,
The big issue,
environmentally?
the big
does it
issue
affect
lately is down at the town of Elmira. which
Town of
you-
Elmira's
you
having a big
understood.
issue.
And they had a meeting on Monday, a joint planning board and town board meeting on Monday with regard to this. Plus, they're in the midst of doing a battery storage law while they've got an application under the battery storage law that they don't have. Plus, theirs should have been referred to us, but we didn't have that. We haven't gotten that referral at this point in time.
The
But
veterans just
here's
get that.
my- But from what came out of the meeting Monday, the issue is if something happens to the batteries, and mainly it's fire issues. So they had a couple experts, people who would deal with this to speak about it. One of the issues that I understand was whether that was being said that if this caught fire, there would have to be an evacuation of up to a mile around it
Okay,
because of the battery. Well, the guy who's been involved in this forever and been involved, I think there's been 3 fires in New York State with regard to this, said it's 100 feet is where you don't want to be in, is what he
but here's my question.
testified to them. So,
My question is, for some reason, they want to include us,
who's that?
the town of Veteran.
No,
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 no, they
no,
want
they
to
did
inform
not
us.
want to include us.
They want to inform us.
They have to, they're required to under general municipal law.
Right, and so, and then requiring, having to require us to be notified, there has to be something that potentially will affect us if there's a problem.
No, that's for us to determine. That's why the referral.
And
is
that's
made.
what I'm trying to find out, how would this affect us environmentally, if it's that distance? Will it impact the people, because I don't want us to sign off on something.
You won't
out of-
sign off on
out of
anything.
line.
All
You
we're
got
saying-
30 days to make comments. If you
How
want to
about-
make the comments, fine.
If not, they
If
just
you
go ahead.
don't, that's fine. And if you don't make them within 30 days, they don't have to pay attention to.
My question is this, we want to make an educated decision on saying yes or no about this, so we can be on record, whether or not this is something hazardous or not. That's where I'm going with this.
Then you'll have to do your research to determine that.
So my question is to you, as counsel for us, have you done that homework?
No, we have no reason to because we haven't proposed a battery storage law for the town.
Well,
So we've had no reason to undertake that.
but there is a long game for these people to really point this out to us and wanting us to be notified for the 30 days. It's something more perhaps they're not telling us, that's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm leaning in on you and say, what have you?
No, we get these referrals all the time.
And from different municipalities.
From
neighboring
different municipalities, and we have to make the same referrals if we do something townwide. So, you know, other than making a comment, it'll go to the county planning board. They have an opportunity to make comment. Also, and then all the neighboring municipalities will have it.
And my whole point in saying something is we want to make an educated comment,
Yes.
yay or nay,
Yes, so,
and that's what I'm saying.
right, so then you will have to educate yourself to make that comment.
Oh, and that's why I was referring to you. Have you done the research and being able to respond to this as legal
No,
counsel?
no, we have
for the
not.
town?
No, we have not, because
Excuse me?
we have not had a proposal for the town to do battery storage. Our solar law does not include battery storage.
So with this being new technology, I think we should be brought up to speed then.
Well, I don't think.
If
it's
we
new
do nothing,
technology.
nothing, veteran can do whatever they want.
Oh, I understand that.
So.
Well,
it's just-
usually it follows suit with the municipality going from county to county, and so if nobody says anything, these things have a tendency to grow. That's what I'm saying to you.
And the referral that we gave, my theory behind this when I gave it to you, is that not only look at it, is should we be looking at something like that in the town of Horseheads?
We should come up to speed on it, so we'll know if this is a hazard to anybody. I don't care if it's a mile or two. Knowing what our policy is on this is very important, to let people know where our position is on battery storage.
According
That's
to
what I'm saying.
the follow what Art said, and what I brought up, is the planning board going to discuss this?
It will be on their agenda as a referral, and they will decide whether to discuss it or not.
Then that's where we can get educated. Planning boards.
You can also get educated by reading it,
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
by reading it.
But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, we need to
The
come up.
planning board, in all possibilities, the planning board will not discuss it in any depth. Because they will look at it and say that it really doesn't affect the town of Horseheads.
But my whole point in bringing this up, usually municipalities will follow the suit if they see a neighboring county already doing it. So what I'm saying, we should make sure that we able to respond with an educated answer to our people that we're representing when this comes up and say, hey, look, this county did it, but this is the reason why we didn't. Because it's at our door. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Item,
Excuse me, then, is this a referral to the? We need a resolution to refer it to the planning.
No,
no. Item 18 is conference attendant for the town clerks and deputy town clerks for their annual training, April 27th to the 30th in Syracuse. Y'all have the flyer on it. I need a motion.
Don't move.
Second it.
Mr. Lewis,
Aye.
Mr. Ziegler,
Aye.
Mr. Laurie,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
Aye. That concludes our agenda. Carl, you got anything?
Yeah, I hate to circle back down, but these dugouts which we approved, I scrolled down a little bit further, what about the concrete?
We do that. We put stone down, don't we, Billy, or concrete?
We've been doing concrete, but from last fall, remember John was saying that the highway guys can't do it without doing a bid for it.
Yeah,
So basically we
we've
got,
still got to see what we got to do with that.
yeah,
so we
No,
got,
we're not
So
doing
we got-
anything with the concrete at this point.
at this point.
so I've got quotes for them, but
I see that,
Yeah.
that's I scrolled down a little bit further and I noticed,
So it's just the building right now,
but we're gonna, okay,
okay,
building in stone then if needed,
if
right?
needed, yeah.
Okay,
Anything else, sir?
no, sure.
Art,
No, sir.
Don? Nope. Okay, I have one thing to inform the board. I got this from Marty. Matt Mochin has left our employment in the highway department.
Who?
Matt Mochin,
Okay.
he's gone to be a Tompkins County Sheriff. Good for him. Yeah, so that's just informative, but so I just want to let you know. So now I need a motion to adjourn.
So. Check.
Mr. Lewis,
Hey,
Mr. Ziegler.
Aye.
Mr. Glory,
Aye.
Mr. Fisher.
No, I.
when's the next last day?